Right up until now, my mum's never come to one of my shows. You know what I mean? So she couldn't see the vision. But then now that she's seen me on stage, like on television in the comfort of her own house and stuff like that, she sees where it is that I'm going and what it is that I've been working towards.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Emo. Thank you very much for your time. God bless you, Melbourne.
Give it up for Emo!
Let's go. Welcome back to Talking Trophies, Season 4, coming in with that consistency. You know the vibes. Damien, how you feeling?
You got my quote right there. Why you have to take it like that?
Cuz, I had to, man. How you feeling, Kaz?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. What's happening? Man, Season 4, we made it a long way. But I don't know, man. It's been a crazy journey.
We'll see how it goes. It's going to get a bit international. So, for those that are watching, I'll be at the World Cup and we're going to have a word on the street there.
That's facts, yeah.
So, be ready for that. But make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button. This week's guest, award-winning comedian, got a golden buzzer.
Yeah.
Goes on international shows.
Yeah.
I thought Edinburgh was in Perth, but apparently it's in Scotland. We got Emo Majok.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? How we doing, boys?
Good, man. Thanks for joining us,
Hey,
man.
thanks for having me, man. I'm so happy to be here. I watch you guys all the time, man. So it's good to finally put the couch in perspective.
It's a different kind of couch, yeah?
yes. Like I remember when we first came to Australia, we had like one of these ones, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
we
not the
got it
exact
from the
same
op
one,
shop.
but like, yeah.
Yeah, it's the exact one, yeah.
No, not the exact same one.
It's
Like,
the comfiness. That
yeah, I like it,
these
man.
ones
I like,
chill
they don't
out.
make couches like this here no more, man. Yeah.
It's all about this lounge comfort. It's all about the look, you know. This
Yeah.
is a hard couch to get in like a style in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but
You pull it off.
Make sure you guys do give us that subscribe button.
Also, hey, jump over, check him out on YouTube. Do you have any socials to shout out real quick?
Yeah, Emo Majok on all social media platforms. You can follow me there. You can follow me anyway, just don't follow me home.
And hey, the website too for bookings, any shows you got upcoming and stuff.
Yeah, www.emomajok. Everything Emo Majok. They just so if you ever want to find me on Snapchat, Instagram, anything, just Emo Majok. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, because you told me this before, but I feel like everyone else should know. How'd you get the name Emo Majok?
I got emo in year 6, so I had just moved to a new school, and the kids couldn't say Emmanuel properly. Somehow a magical W would come in there, Emmanuel. So one day this girl Nadia was just like, let's just call him Emo. It can be an Emmanuel Majok original, and it just stuck. So yeah,
name,
yeah.
Hey, shout out Nadia.
Thank you, Nadia.
Give him
Wherever you are.
the Korean name, the Korean name. Hey, but man, you got a golden buzzer. How did that moment feel when Shane Jacobs slapped that buzzer? How'd that feel, man?
Man, that was electric, man. Because I never even foresaw that. Like I was up there performing, and at one point, because we were filming for about 15 hours.
Yeah, wow.
And just before I went on stage, because like they pull you like everywhere. They're like, hey, this person wants to talk to you. We need to do an interview with Ricky Lee. We need to get some shots and do whatever. And then they're like, all right, it's time to go on. And I forgot my bottle of water.
Yeah. I saw that.
So I went up after just like talking and stuff, and my mouth got dry. And then like mid set, I was like, oh, just give me a sec. And I ran off stage and grabbed the water, and just. My comedic instincts just came out. I'm like, I better address this. Yeah. I'm like, whew, sorry. Water's hard for us black people to find. Because I was asking, can I have a bottle of water? And everyone's like,
For you, come to the beach. It's 40 degrees. We'll kick the ball around. It'll be perfect. I said, if it's 40 degrees, that's way too hot. And his reply to me was so ignorant. I have to share it with you tonight. He said, but you're black. You can't get burnt. Now, Melbourne, can we get one thing straight? We all know that black absorbs the heat, right? So if it's 40 degrees outside, it's 50 degrees for me.
Yeah, people were tripping out. Everyone was confused. Even the judges were confused. They're like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah. So
Like in that moment, you like, you know, sometimes you overthink a moment and you just deep it.
I was
You
like,
think like, oh man, I flopped it.
I'm like, oh fuck, I fucked it. I fucked it. But then when I got the bottle of water and said that little statement, and got that massive laugh. Like how comedians work, man, is like we thrive off that energy.
Yeah, you guys
so
crave that.
So as soon as that we got that big uproar, I just came in hot and just like delivered that second phase of it, and yeah, it was it from there.
How do you reckon? How'd you get into? I want to know how you got into comedy firstly, because you know, obviously everyone says We know the casual story of every comedian. I was the funniest guy.
Yeah.
I was a class clown. I was all of this. But how do you know, like, hey, I want to do this professionally? Because there's a difference between cracking jokes with your friends and going in front of
Taking it serious.
a bunch of random people and making them go home laughing. How'd you get into it? And
How did I get into it? Well, first and foremost, it was my hate for laboring. I hated warehousing, man.
On that warehouse.
Yeah.
We used to work in the same warehouse.
Yeah, I worked for Coles, Coles Group, at the distribution center, and we used to have to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day. And that was just such an unnatural time to wake up, man. Like I used to hate it. I was cursing every single morning. This can't be it. And then my boy Joe White, who's my producer's twin sister, he started doing comedy. And he'd been trying for so long to get me to come up and watch him, in hopes that I would perhaps start pursuing it. And it got to the point where I wasn't even like, I'm ghosting him now. Every time he calls me up, it's always about comedy. So I'm like, And then one day he did like a live stream, and he's like, when can we expect to have you on stage? And I'm like, give me 3 months. At the time, like 3 months seems like a very long time away. You know what I mean? So I just said it. And then he's like, "Oh, you heard it first." So like I went and booked an open mic, and it just so happened that I did really well that night, and it worked something up in me. You know what I mean? So I just started doing a bit of comedy. Like I did a gig the next day and traumatized myself, because I went from performing in front of like 80 people my first night to doing an open mic somewhere else where there was like 9 people there, and 3 of those I brought along. So I didn't do comedy for like a whole year, and then Joe once again asked me if I wanted to do a split bill for Fringe, and I said yep. So then I had to start doing open mics again, testing out this material. I did my first ever Fringe Festival 2018. Around that same time, I did my then girlfriend, my baby mama. She registered me for Raw Comedy, which is Australia's biggest amateur stand-up comedy competition. Yeah. And just on the fly, man, I ended up winning. So they flew me to Melbourne, and I competed nationally. And I thought I won that too, until they start calling out all the people. Like they're like, we have 2 runner-ups, and they're like, oh, the first runner-up is Gavin Semple. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm still in the game, baby. I'm happy that I'm not a runner-up. Okay, I'm thinking I won this, right? Then like in the second runner-up, and then now it's the second runner-up. I'm like, oh shit, I haven't prepared a speech. Then it said the winner is Beck Melrose, and I was like, oh shit.
You were burning. How'd you feel? What, you were shattered, or?
I'm a strong believer that what's made for you is made for you, right? Yeah. So like at the time I had only like done maybe like nine gigs or like
so on a platform like that.
Yeah, so like imagine if I had one Raw, like oh, the funny guy, huh? Like so like it gave me time to prepare, and like I kind of just started taking comedy a little bit more seriously, and like the rest was history, man. Like I just like I've only been doing comedy for about 5 years. Yeah. So like, and the only reason why I've gotten so far is because like I grind. Like I'm a workhorse. Like you've almost got to be obsessed with what it is that you want. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I obsess about comedy. So.
Have that warehouse in your blood, bro. You know what it is. Yeah, you know what you don't want to go back to.
And then like 2019, I quit my job. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna like if I don't grind with comedy, then I'm not gonna have money. So I just started grinding even more. Wow. And then I went to Canada and did the JFL 2019. And then, as we all know, like COVID happened. Which was probably like the best thing that could ever happen to me, because it gave me time to sit out and plan, plot and strategize how I was going to execute and actually get into this comedy game more seriously. So and let me take out some super too. So like we were good.
Hey, but like out of curiosity, how was it like for your family? Because I know it's a tough thing when you go like, I'm going to take on comedy full time. Like, was that a hard thing for you, or were they calm about it?
Nah, like my mum, up until recently when I was on TV again for the Australia Got Talent, was wondering what it was that I was doing.
Oh no way.
Yeah. Like, she's like, what do you mean you make money from comedy? I'm like, yeah, like, she's like, well, where is it? And I'm like, well, you see me traveling the world, don't you? Like, now they see the vision.
Yeah.
Right up until now, my mum's never come to one of my shows. You know what I mean? So she couldn't see the vision. But then now that she's seen me on stage, like on television, in the comfort of her own house and stuff like that, she sees where it is that I'm going and what it is that I've been working towards over the last couple of years. My kids, like like my daughter loves the shit out of like my job, because she's got a cool dad. You know what I mean? Like she's always got a story to tell at school. She like I had them fly her out to Sydney for Australia Got Talent. So she got to come down.
Wow.
She got to come down as well, and then she flew back by herself. Like my daughter's like she's 11 now, but she's like so far mature. Like she's the type of girl like you go to sushi train, she'll eat like raw salmon and.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, she'll have oysters with us at Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my daughter's like a whole woman. You know what I mean? Like, so when she found out that she was gonna fly back by herself, she was so ecstatic, man. Like, I remember while I'm saying bye to her, she already gone. She's just excited about knowing that. I can go tell everyone I can fly by myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. But my daughter loves it. My son we watched the episode together as a family. And like my son was like, "Oh, Daddy, that's you." That's you.
I think that's the one thing. Like for example, with as you said, your parents knowing that you did comedy and realizing it was after television.
Yeah.
Because that's how that generation. That's how they verify success. It's like, did you make it on TV? Yeah. Oh, okay. Whereas our generation, we'd be like, oh, this guy's on YouTube. He's big on YouTube. Like for us, the biggest person on YouTube gets like what, Mr. Beast, yeah? He gets millions of views every day. But because he's not on TV, people don't think he's legit, you know? But like that moment you got legit, your mom's like, yep, that's my son.
Well, yeah, it wasn't just my mom, like it was the community as well. Like I've never, like I watched my Instagram followers like just grow, and like Facebook, us getting all the messages from people in Africa. Oh, I'm your uncle, send me some money. You know, like everybody thinks because you're on TV, like you're just like you're fat. That you're fat. You know what I mean? Like, and then it really put a shine on like my work. You know what I mean? Because people that weren't aware of me now know of me, and like it opened up some doors as well, like career wise. Like I've had some producers approach me, and soon to be signed to an Australian-based management. They just don't know it yet.
Hey, you gotta manifest it, man.
Yeah, don't worry, token. I'm still waiting. So by the end of the year, I should be signed to Australian-based management. But I'm in good hands internationally with my management. Shout outs to Mick Perrin worldwide.
Nice, man. Who's your favorite? I want to ask you. We always ask comedians. Who's your favorite comedian? And how do you reckon they influence your work?
Dave Chappelle for sure is my favorite comedian.
Are you gonna do skits?
Huh?
Are you gonna do skits?
Yeah, bro. Like I'm actually right now. So me and my girl, we're gonna start when she comes over. We're gonna start filming skits. Like, so we're gonna do a whole bunch of them, and then we're gonna release them over time. But I've just came up with a idea as well just yesterday. Because I was in Sydney, I just finished doing a show at the Petersham RSL. And I just started singing everybody, and I had it recorded, and then like all the white people started joining in on the street. So I'm just gonna go around and start just doing that, and I'm just gonna release those over time as well.
Nice.
So yeah, like I'm definitely gonna start doing skits, man. I got a whole bunch just stacked up in there. I don't know why I've never started putting them out, because like essentially like your mobile phone is as good as a video. You know what I mean? Like so I'm just gonna get on that now.
100%.
No, that's dope. Do you feel like there's anything lacking in the Australian scene when it comes to comedy?
Anything
like, you know, like in America how it's booming, or like in other countries it's booming. Like, what do they have that we don't? What do we like? What do you reckon we're lacking in our comedic scene?
I'm not sure, man, but like Australia's got some mad talented comedians, man. Like Jim Jeffries, even though he's in America, he's an Australian. Like I did shows with Dave Hughes, Rover McManus. They're all like amazing, thriving comedians, like in their own rights. Like they've all got TV shows and stuff like that. But as far as like what is it that's lacking, I'm not sure. It's just America is like the driving force when it comes to entertainment.
Yeah.
So like you're never gonna ever be able to like compete with such a beast. You know what I mean? But as long as we've got our own little scene, our own little pocket, like I think we're good. Like, like all good things, like it'll come over time. Like just like look at rap for instance. Like how long did it take for people to respect UK rap? It took a minute, and then now Australia has got their own little like lingo now with the like, even though it's like kind of influenced by the UK one, but people are starting to get behind it. You know what I mean? Like I remember back in the day, like people didn't really respect like Bliss and SO and like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But now nobody's like out there trying to sound like America and like, you know what I mean? Like,
so true.
Yeah, like you're out there saying cuz.
You're going like my bar.
Yeah, so like I think over time everything does organically grow, as long as you've got that following and that mutual love for your land, I guess.
I got a question.
Yeah, fire away.
You know, it was big that moment when you got the golden buzzer. You know, there was a lot of positivity, but you know, with comedy, it's very subjective, so it does come with some hate.
Yeah.
You were speaking about, obviously people got offended by what you spoke about race and stuff like that. Some people, I even saw some guy on Twitter. I got it up here. He goes, I thought that was racist as. It took all the hard work that has been done to bring equality and respect to all cultures from all nationalities and made it a black against white again.
That's the thing. That guy took what I said and flipped it. Like, at what point did I like maliciously attack? Matter of fact, in my comedy, all I was doing was unifying. Like everything I said was never from a place of hate. Matter of fact, like I put accountability with us as well. Like if you look at the line that I used, I was like, white people, you need to stop assuming that all black people out to steal shit that's not theirs. That's a common fact. Like you ever been walking the street and then someone crosses the road?
Yeah.
Like that happens a lot with black people. But I also acknowledge that some black people do still, like there's been like a lot of home burgles here in Melbourne as well. I'm like, we've got to stop trying to steal back our shit from white people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it's never from a place of hate. Like I'm even like, it's very kind that you tell your kids to finish their dinner because somewhere in Africa there's a child that would love to eat it. But that, once again, that doesn't do anything for us. Like, imagine an African kid like, oh, thank God that white child is at least eating. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, they didn't.
You know what I mean? Like, so like, it's always from like I just flipped it. I said African parents actually tell their kids the same thing because not all of Africa is poor, by the way. You know what I mean? So like, for you to assume that you're helping us by finishing your food, like, it's always from a good place.
I think it's important we start educating the younger generation. White people, you need to stop lying to your kids. This is my personal favorite lie that you tell. Make sure you finish off all your dinner because somewhere in Africa, there's a child that would love to eat it. Bullshit. What you guys don't realize is African parents tell their kids a similar thing. Like I remember my mom used to tell me, son, make sure you finish off all your dinner because somewhere in Australia, there's a child eating food without seasoning, son.
Place. And just to answer your question with the hate, I actually don't read the comment sections in anything. Like, I have yet to read one comment. Like because I read my comments on my page, and like just remember, you're never gonna like when I started doing comedy, like I made a conscious decision a long time ago that, for example, if there's 10 people in the room and eight people are enjoying my show, I've done my job. Yeah. You can't like I can't expect that I'll have 100% strike rating. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because comedy is subjective.
Yeah, because that means that you've got a bunch of yes men now. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like the best way for me to put it, right, is I got a friend, his name's Nick Cromer. We went to this burger joint called Varsity, like Varsity Burgers, and he ordered this burger that had peanut butter in it. Nick Cromer loves the shit out of peanut butter. I myself don't. Like, I wouldn't want peanut butter like pasted in my burger, but Nick Cromer loves it. we're not gonna stop being friends because of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I accept that that's what your taste buds like, and that's what your taste buds love. Like so, my comedy is the same thing as well. Like I don't expect that you'd come to my show and every one of you would love it. What I'd find polite is if you didn't like it. Like imagine if I invite you to dinner, right? And I tell you, hey, I'm gonna be serving my famous chicken wings and asparagus, and you come over based on that description I gave you, and I serve you my famous chicken wings and my asparagus, but you don't like my asparagus. It's fine that you don't like my asparagus, but take the napkin that's right there, spit it out in it. When you leave, put it in the bin and just be like, I'm not coming back again. That wasn't for me. Don't go home and write a fucking Yelp review and stop everyone that loves my chicken wings and asparagus. You know what I mean? Like I'm not here to please everybody. You know? And I don't lose no sleep in my comedy. I mean, like I know everything that I say comes from a good place. I've never been one to be malicious. Like I don't say nothing to like, let's kill the whites. No, matter of fact, I unify us with our differences. Yeah,
I think that's the beauty of comedy, man. You're not coming into the room to have your political stance. Like there's a lot of people that do that. And even when in Dave Chappelle's special, I remember like there was some you could tell liberal like they had the blue head, they were sitting in the crowd and stuff. In one of his specials, he purposely recorded them there so like he could get a bit of outrage from them. It's like, bro, in the end of the day, you come to comedy to have a laugh, forget about the long day you had or the long week you had. You know, it's that moment you have a laugh, joke around, and you move on.
You know what's funny that comment actually contradicts itself because I remember you actually say. We all need to come together at one point. Yeah, you actually say this.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like you're always gonna find someone that's like, but that was hate. Like someone told me that they saw. I had someone actually write it. So I for a very long time to this very day actually I'm on the Comedy Lounge sponsor ad, and I'm doing my bit on there. And in the comment section it says, "Dear comedians of color. All your jokes don't have to be about race." I wrote just on the bottom there. Like sometimes I get excited and I wrote underneath there. I said until race stops being until race stops being a reality, we're gonna keep talking about it. Please email us when that is no longer a factor. You know what I mean? Like why you want to silence us if this is what we deal with?
100%.
You know what I mean? Like why? Like why would you? Like I lived in this area, right? Like Maylands, and I swear. Like predominantly white people as well. I get white people all the time come, oh sorry what are you apologizing for? Like because we're like at the same intersection. Like come on man, like it's not that awkward like you have to apologize all the time. But yeah,
bruh, this guy is I'm trying to not run the thing. Move the camera. The light moves,
around it, cuz you're causing an earthquake, cuz
you're shaking, man. God damn, bro. Cuz you should have just cut through the front, man. It would have been better, man.
Hey, one more real quick as well. Do you think there's limits in comedy? We've like kind of chatted on this with we chatted with Chung before, but we want to touch on it with you. Like, do you reckon there's limits to comedy? You know, some people they may take it too far. Yeah. Do you reckon with comedy there's like no limits?
I wouldn't say that there's no limits. There's freedom of speech, but just remember, like what you say may cost you. You know what I mean? So like, as long as you're mindful about what you say, if it's hateful, you're gonna obviously get like a negative connotation come back from that. Like I just make a conscious choice when I perform my comedy that is not. It always comes from a good place, and I always make sure that the way I deliver it, well, at least I make my best possible attempt. The way that I deliver it cannot be misconstrued as something that comes from a bad place. Like I cannot say that there's ever been a day where people come to my show and don't walk away with something. You know what I mean? Like there's always a message in there. Like it's not just entertainment. Like I'm always first and foremost, I am black, and I'm highly proud of my ethnicity and my people, and I hope for one day that everyone else is proud of that as well. So I always try to empower myself and other black people to hold that space. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like don't beg for that seat at that table. Like earn that seat at the table. Yeah. But at the same time as well, just be mindful that you're gonna have to maybe climb a little bit higher than the next person because of your nationality or your race. So yeah.
Damn, man, it's deep, man. I think we should wrap up there because that was an important message for any upcoming comedian or anyone trying to aspire for anything in life.
Question: You're Perth based originally?
Yeah, I'm Perth based. Yeah.
Coming down to Melbourne, how do you feel like the scene is here, or how do you feel like the two cities are kind of like in terms of like audience, people, energy? What do you reckon?
The Melbourne scene is amazing, man. Like second to none. I've been coming to Melbourne ever since 2018 when I came here for the Raw comedy. And I love everything about Melbourne. Melbourne's just got this vibe, man, where it's like super chilled. Like I sometimes like just because I only work at nighttime anyway, so sometimes I'll just kick it to the city and just go admire the arts. Like just you got that whole graffiti and everything like in the alleyways. Like even your buildings, man. Like what's the name of that building that leans like this here? Like leans like two ways. Like it almost looks.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like every single time I drive past it, I'm like, oh, I mean, like, Melbourne's just got that vibe, man.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys can figure out the weather, like then you then you got a poppin'. Like
I think it's climate change, man.
Yeah, global warming is real.
Yeah,
like Melbourne comedy scene is definitely like up there. So Melbourne and Sydney are running the game right now.
Yeah.
But Perth is like very quickly creeping up. Yeah.
Every time we get someone from Perth, they're just trying to advertise their city.
Hey, Perth boy for life, man. I love Perth, man.
Yeah.
I've like this year alone, like I've spent less time in Perth than I have in Perth, and I can honestly say I get so excited when I'm about to head back home, because like even when I'm home, like I caught up with my best friend, like my son's godfather, and my best friend. For the first time in 7 months, you know what I mean? Like, because when I get back home, like it's straight back to like kids Monday to Wednesday, and then comedy Thursday to Sunday. You know what I mean? Like it's just so hard to fit everything in.
Unreal, yeah.
But like Perth, that's where it's at, man. Like I love Perth, man. Like it's got a very soft spot in my heart. Perth for life.
Always repping Perth like that, man.
Hey, make sure you guys hit us with the subscribe button. There we got it.
Make sure you like, share. Man, Emo, man, I gotta say, bro, you actually have such a great heart, bro. Like, it's very rare. Usually, you know, like, to come from an opportunity like you did, you know, with the golden buzzer, some people could have a big head and ego, but you're real humble, man. And, like, bro, I love that about you. That's dope.
Thank you, brother.
Keep
I appreciate
being you, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Stay humble. Oh, you got to say something to say, Emo?
Nah, I always got to stay humble, man. Like,
Yeah, that's the outro. Stay humble. Faith.
Hotter than a sauna. Wildin', I'm the youngest and wildest with the biggest profit and the coldest. Watches, wanna see your body. Won't you sit it by me? Won't you park it? Double park the Benz in the parking lot. Yeah, she got good brain. Is she smart or not?